Thank you, Adam and Kendall. It was good. I appreciate also in Ezekiel, if you ever want to get one of your non-Torah friends to look weird in their face, just say, hey, we're going to be offering sacrifices again when Messiah returns. So that's one of the things that, if a debate is going nowhere, you just say, well, we're going to be offering sacrifices again. They're like, no. So that's a fun one to do. All right, so I'll try and run through this pretty quickly, but open up your scriptures to Daniel chapter 5. It's been a few months since we've been able to go through this. We had Passover and a couple of days that were weren't able to go through Daniel. In Daniel chapter 5, we all know is about the handwriting on the wall, correct? We're pretty familiar with this story. Belshazzar is having himself a nice party, and he's profaning the holy, which kind of goes along with our Torah portion and with our Haftarah and our Brit Parashah. That which God has said is holy is to be holy. No one else can tell us what should be holy except for what Hashem has designated. Does that make sense? So, anyway, the last opportunity we went through Daniel, we actually discussed about Nebuchadnezzar and his dream in Daniel chapter 4 and the big tree that was chopped down. This tree supplied shade and food for many, many peoples or creatures, I should say, in the dream. The tree. Then Nebuchadnezzar himself, he's standing on his palace balcony. He said, look at all this. The stuff that I've created. Look at all of it. I did so well, didn't I? And then immediately he's driven out from among the people and left to eat grass like an ox. Well, that would be a humbling experience, wouldn't it? Well, in Nebuchadnezzar's case, he recognizes it. And he's given he confesses that there is a God in heaven who ordains everything, who makes things come to pass, who's the one that actually sets people up and tears people down that are in leadership. It is because of God. So Nebuchadnezzar is already focused on this. He knows about it. So Nebuchadnezzar's response, and the last phrase that we really get from Nebuchadnezzar is, so now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise, exalt, and honor the King of heaven. For all his works are truth, and his ways are just, and he can humble those who walk in pride. This is the last known phrase of Nebuchadnezzar that we read about in our Bibles, but if you don't remember, Nebuchadnezzar in the historical evidence had a time frame of 7 years where he was out of the picture, gone. But he returned, and if you remember too, Daniel 4 is a letter to all of his kingdom. It's given in reference that same way that Paul would write a letter. It opens up and it says, I, Nebuchadnezzar, it opens up and says, King Nebuchadnezzar to all peoples, and whatnot. All right. We're going to notice a contrast between Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar as we look through this. And as we return to Babylon with King Belshazzar, he's holding a feast and given a sign from God above, and is found to be in want himself. His character himself was not someone who was easily humbled. No, he wasn't a Torah follower at all. Wasn't. This also is the end of physical Babylon. And I say it that way because we have a return of Babylon in the last days that we will see that comes about. You guys know the term, the harlot Babylon, right? That's from Revelation 17 and 18. So we're going to see that parallel here, the end of Babylon, because King Belshazzar was an arrogant man. He was a prideful individual, and this is something that was passed down from generation to generation, it seemed. Well, Nebuchadnezzar, at least in himself, said, in response to the king